Thanks, Tim. Good to be with you all here today. I'm going to be providing an overview of our current AIS project. And essentially, it's really about how high-performance support staff work together to support athlete well-being during return to play. So this research is being led from the Center for Sport Research in Deakin University. So I'm really here today representing this larger group that is listed here. And also along with it, you can see that there's some of their expertise areas, which in collection, if you put that all together, all their expertise areas, it's really been useful in navigating a complex, holistic well-being space. And just a little bit about my background. Prior to becoming a researcher and an academic, I had a 15-year career in the high-performance space as a coach in the US and the UK. So I've actually spent a lot of time thinking about athlete well-being and return to play as a practitioner as well. For a little broader context, so our project stems really from the National High Performance Sports Strategy that has a specific focus area on integrated holistic athlete well-being. And it specifically highlights 4 areas of physical, emotional, mental, and social areas that are necessary for athletes to be successful, both personally and in their athletic pursuits. And the strategy goes on to promote that holistic approach to say that well-being and performance go hand in hand, and that there should be alignment across the system for that. That strategy, as you'll know, also makes a commitment to win well by prioritizing holistic well-being as the foundation for sustainable success in high-performance sport. And so our project aligns well with the Win Well strategy and also with the high-performance research agenda's successful athlete priority to optimize athlete well-being and to develop a framework in the return to play space. And then also specifically, we're addressing the AIS's call for research to develop state-of-the-art management and decision-making in the context of return to play. As a foundation to this current project, previously last year, our research team spoke to athlete well-being and engagement managers across the high-performance system and developed a white paper on athlete well-being management. And some of the main findings of that work were that there's really some more thinking that needs to be done in relation to how holistic well-being is integrated throughout the system and how high-performance staff can work together to accomplish that. So that's really what our current work is all about. As part of this research stream, we've conducted a massive literature review and found that there's been exponential growth. You can see at the bottom there in athletic well-being research over the past decade or so. And that's been spurred on by, in part, in relation to more awareness of mental health challenges with elite athletes, as well as the recognition that there's a positive connection between well-being and performance. So when you put all this together from a holistic sense, well-being is complex. It's multidimensional. At its core, it's about optimizing human functioning and experience. And while there are other types of well-being, the ones that really surface in relation that are relevant to the sport environment are those that have been noted previously, as well as shown here again, along with some of the example sub-areas. And what we're really interested in then is looking at this in relation to the high-performance sport context. Previous research also tells us about collaboration in complex environments, and it's often about working in diverse teams and trying to find solutions to challenging problems, sharing resources, information, and responsibilities. And it's related to key concepts like team composition, how decisions are made, the leadership approach, and the relational dynamics within the team. So again, the aim of our project is to explore how high-performance support staff can most effectively collaborate to support holistic athlete well-being during return to play. And you can see our specific research questions there, but respectively, they're about how high-performance staff individually support athlete well-being, then how do they collaborate to support this, and then how are those well-being areas, how are they being considered as part of this process? In relation to the method, it's a qualitative design. So we are conducting interviews with 4 different groups in the high performance space, athlete well-being and engagement managers, performance psychologists, physios, and coaches. And we're looking for 10 to 12 interviews from each one of those groups. Before the interview stage, we consulted with leads from those areas for feedback and to get some more insight in relation to the interview process to inform us there. And we have started data collection. We're up to 28 interviews. And so we're making some progress. With it being an Olympic year, we always knew there would be a little bit of a challenge and some potential delays there. So we are still needing some participants in these areas. We've completely gone through all the athlete wellbeing and engagement managers. We had good engagement there. We need a few more physios, a few more performance psychologists. We actually need quite a few more coaches. So if any of you are in the room that are in those roles or could maybe connect myself or our team with people in those roles who might be interested, please let us know, because we'd really love to finish up data collection here in the next few months. Although it's very early stages, I did think it was important to try and provide you with some initial insights. So again, very high level, but from our preliminary analysis, working from left to right here, some of the themes we're seeing is first, it's unsurprisingly, the data is definitely indicating that well-being concerns are indeed heightened when athletes are forced out of competition or in that return to play mode. Next, we're also really feeling the intense pressures that high performance support staff are feeling to get the athletes back out there playing and competing just as soon as possible. The third one over, another important theme is that recognizing the difference between return to play and return to performance. Staff are indicating to us there's perhaps a bit of a misconception of the terminology return to play, because actually, of course, they're looking to return the athletes to that level of performance that they're used to competing at. Next, we're also hearing a variety of perspectives on when to bring the athlete into the return to play discussion. So, for example, you can have an athlete-centered approach that has them right there from the very beginning in return to play protocol discussions, injury discussions and so forth. Or you can perhaps delay that a little bit and wait till there's a little bit more of a clear picture and consensus amongst the return to play team and staff. We're also seeing some more appreciation for the terminology and concept of readiness beyond just physical readiness. So people are talking about psychological readiness as well as social and emotional readiness. And then finally, where members of the support team are located seems to be a factor in relation to the collective buy-in for that designated return to play protocol. For example, if you have an athlete that's injured and then returns home and it's away from a high performance center, then maybe that divides the support team into different geographic locations. And we're finding that that can be a strain on maintaining a unified approach to that specific return to play protocol. For the future, one area we're really think is important is to think about extending this holistic approach to well-being to include the high performance staff themselves. Because ironically, we know that supporting high performance athletes can be demanding. It can be exhausting. It can actually have negative well-being effects on the very people who are supposed to be supporting well-being. So I think there's some more work to be done there. We also think it's important to address some well-being concepts that are particularly related to the team level, group level, things like belonging, trust, psychological safety, collective growth. And then finally, this stream of research really needs to be thinking about well-being longitudinally. So how to understand it, how it progresses, how to measure it along the stages of athlete careers. So that's it for me. Thanks for listening. Glad you're here. Hope that there was something of use for you there. If any of you want to have a conversation, have any questions or comments, my email address is there. I'd love to hear from you. I'll also be here the rest of the week. So thanks very much.